Section 1. The coin in your pocket. Imagine reaching into your pocket today. You might pull out a crumpled dollar bill. You might pull out a credit card. Or perhaps nothing at all. Just a phone that pays for everything. The money we use feels abstract, almost imaginary. But there was a time in America when money was heavy. It was real. It was made of metal, usually silver, sometimes copper. Gold was a ghost, a metal spoken of but rarely seen in circulation. The story of American money is the story of America itself. A tale of conflict, ambition, and the relentless search for a stable foundation to build a nation. It found a pivotal, dramatic chapter in the early 1830s, a time of great change and uncertainty for the young republic. That era was dominated by one of the most formidable figures in American history, President Andrew Jackson. He was a man of iron will and a hero of the Battle of New Orleans. He was a populist who saw conspiracies lurking in the shadows of power. His greatest enemy was not a foreign army, but a domestic institution, the Second Bank of the United States. He called it the Monster. Section 2. A Tale of Two Metals. America's first money problem. To understand the shock of 1834, we must first go back to the very beginning. When the United States was founded, its leaders had to create a monetary system from scratch. They looked to the wisdom of Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury. Hamilton proposed a system called bimetallism. The name sounds complex, but the idea was simple. The nation's money would be based on two metals, not just one. Both gold and silver would be legal tender. Both were officially money, sanctioned by the United States Mint. This bimetallic system required the government to declare an official ratio between the two metals. How much silver was 1 ounce of gold worth? The Coinage Act of 1792 set this ratio at 15:1. 1 ounce of gold legally equaled 15 ounces of silver. At that time, the ratio matched world market prices. For a brief period, the system seemed balanced, a delicate dance between the metals. But the world does not stand still. Market prices are set by global supply and demand. Soon after 1792, the relative value began to shift in Europe and beyond. New silver mines in places like Mexico made silver more abundant and less valuable. The global ratio crept from 15:1 to 15.5:1, and then even higher. That small change had massive consequences for the young United States. It created Gresham's Law. Bad money drives out good. One metal became legally undervalued while the other became overvalued. People melted gold coins or shipped them to Europe for more silver. Section 3. Before the change, a system out of balance. By the 1820s and early 1830s, the American monetary landscape was a strange and often confusing place. The official money of the land was the silver dollar, half dollars, dimes. These were the coins that people saw and used for most transactions. If you were a farmer selling your crops or a shopkeeper making change, you were dealing almost exclusively in silver coins. Gold coins like the eagle, half eagle, quarter eagle were technically still being minted in small quantities in Philadelphia, but they were like rare birds, seldom spotted in the wild marketplace. They were phantoms in the monetary system. The reason for this absence was simple economics. Abroad, an ounce of gold could fetch you nearly 16 ounces of silver. This discrepancy created a clear path to profit. A $10 gold eagle could be shipped to Europe, traded for more silver than $10 would buy back home. America was legally bimetallic, but in reality, operating on a silver standard. The Coinage Act of 1834 was the government's dramatic answer. It was simple on paper, but huge in effect. The central goal: make it profitable to keep gold in the United States. Congress changed the official mint ratio between gold and silver. They couldn't control the world market, so they changed America's legal valuation. The act set a new ratio, roughly 16:1. The old 15:1 ratio was dead. In plain terms, the government devalued the dollar relative to gold. Before the act, a gold dollar had a specific weight of gold. After the act, that required weight was reduced. The law cut the gold content of the eagle, the $10 coin, from 247.5 grains of pure gold to 232 grains. That allowed each ounce of gold to be minted into more dollars. Making gold legally more valuable inside the U.S. reversed decades of outflow. It was a massive change. Overnight, gold's legal value rose about 6.6%. The situation flipped. The U.S. Mint's 16.1 slightly overvalued gold versus a world market near 15.7.1. Before, exporting gold and importing silver was profitable. After the act, the reverse became profitable. Merchants and bankers had an incentive to bring gold to the U.S. Mint to have it coined into American dollars, and to use those dollars to buy undervalued silver coins for export. This was monetary engineering on a grand scale. They chose gold over silver. They called the new gold coins Jackson Yellow Boys, a tangible symbol of victory. The Coinage Act of 1834 cannot be understood outside the context of one of the fiercest political battles in American history: Andrew Jackson's war against the Second Bank of the United States. To Jackson, the bank was a corrupt, monopolistic institution concentrating power in a wealthy, unelected elite. He saw it as a hydra of corruption, a monster twisting credit for its own benefit. It used its influence to bribe politicians and to control the nation's credit. He believed its power to issue paper banknotes was unconstitutional and dangerous. Jackson's philosophy was rooted in a deep suspicion of paper money and a fervent belief in hard money. Gold coins, silver coins. He and the Jacksonian Democrats argued that real value resided in specie, not flimsy promises on paper. They believed that by destroying the bank and promoting the circulation of gold, they could protect people from boom and bust cycles blamed on irresponsible lending. In 1832, Jackson vetoed the bill to renew the bank's charter. He won re-election and read it as a mandate. In 1833, he removed federal deposits to state pet banks, crippling the monster. The Coinage Act was the next step. Flood the country with gold as an alternative currency. It let them frame a destructive fight as constructive reform, a key weapon to replace the monster with a constitutional treasury of gold and silver. While Andrew Jackson was the public face, he was backed by determined allies. Chief among them was Senator Thomas Hart Benton of Missouri, a fierce Jacksonian with a booming voice. Benton earned the nickname Old Bullion for his relentless campaign for gold and silver and his opposition to paper money. He argued the old 15-to-1 expelled fine gold and let bank paper fill the vacuum. He saw the act as a corrective measure, restoring a bimetallic vision where both metals circulated. He championed 16-to-1 to break paper's monopoly, reduce foreign influence, and put real wealth into working hands. Another key figure was Roger B. Taney, Jackson's Attorney General and later Secretary of the Treasury. He orchestrated removing federal deposits from the bank, a loyal Jacksonian lieutenant. He helped draft proposals and shepherd them through a divided Congress. Together, they formed a powerful coalition driven by ideology, pragmatism, and belief they served the nation, producers versus financiers, and the act their signature achievement. A deliberate move to reshape the economy to their ideals. Section 7. A timeline of transformation. 1830 to 1837. The act was the centerpiece of a tumultuous period. Events unfolded rapidly, building toward a dramatic economic crash. The story begins around 1830 as re-charter battles heated up. The bank war was in full swing. Gold outflow was widely decried, discussed in Congress and the press. The stage was set. July 10, 1832, Jackson vetoed the bank's recharter. That act set the next 5 years. He would dismantle the old order and replace it with something new. His decisive win was read as mandate. In September 1833, he pulled deposits. The monster starved. Pet banks empowered. A currency vacuum formed. Summer 1834, debate peaked. Old Bullion made the hard money case. Congress passed the Coinage Act, signed June 28, 1834. The ratio moved to 16-to-1. Gold flowed in. Yellow boys struck. A boom swelled. Then, the crash of 1837. Section 8. The immediate aftermath. A flood of gold and a silver retreat. The act immediately altered metal flows across the Atlantic. It worked as intended, perhaps too well. With gold worth more in the US, arbitrage opportunities exploded. Bullion brokers bought gold, shipped it to America, and had it coined into dollars. The trickle became a flood. Gold coinage exploded, replacing notes from the withering second bank. But every action had a reaction. 16-to-1 began to drive silver out. American silver was now undervalued. Merchants gathered silver, shipped it abroad, swapped for gold, and returned to the mint. Gresham's law in reverse. Silver change grew scarce. Everyday commerce suffered. The silver dollar vanished, minted to be exported, not to circulate. Section 9. Echoes through time. The long shadow of 1834. Its long-term consequences were complex and enduring. By overvaluing gold and placing America on a de facto gold standard, the act set the nation's course. Its echo carried through politics. Silver receded, marking a pivotal turn. The gold rush swelled supplies and entrenched the gold tilt. Silver shortages worsened. In 1853, Congress reduced silver in small coins, dimes, quarters, and half dollars, but not the silver dollar. The dollar became an export commodity. After the Civil War, gold versus silver became a political battleground. You shall not crucify mankind upon a cross of gold. The roots traced back to Jackson's Act. Its legacy was a web of shifting alliances and unintended consequences. Section 10. The Enduring Legacy. How one law shaped a century of money. The Coinage Act of 1834 may seem like a dusty footnote, but it was far more. It was a political weapon. It was a populist promise. It was a realignment of the economy. Born from Jackson's War on the Bank, it was a bold attempt to rig the monetary system, to banish paper's influence and replace it with the honest gleam of yellow boys, putting real gold into common pockets. In the short term, it reversed metal flows and made gold visible again. But victory had a cost. Silver fled. Small change ran short, pushing away from the founders' bimetallic ideal. A speculative bubble swelled, and when it burst, depression followed. The act's true significance lies in its long shadow. It set the stage for the money debates of the 19th century. The 1834 choice to favor gold defined battle lines. Arguments over honest money echoed for generations. Money is political. It decides who holds power. It can unite a nation or divide it. The Coinage Act of 1834 redirected American monetary history.